Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the next horrific episode of Random Rhapsodies, Sonnet of Blood. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this Curse of Strahd playthrough. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Brandie, Dyto, Joe, and Natalie. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
At least somebody follows instructions. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built the tokens for this game. You can build yours today at HeroForge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring, removing the background entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the show description. Last but not least, our next session will be on Monday at 7 p.m. Central with the Fab Five. We're doing a little bit of a Halloween theme this next game, where all of the cast are going to be dressed up in some type of costume. Who knows? We'll see. But it should be a lot of fun. Now, you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_rhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the land of Barovia and continue on with the Conclave expedition as they attempt to survive a Sonnet of Blood. So, for those of you who have been following this game so far, you know that we do our recaps by offering up the Random Rhapsody coin to our players to do the recap. If they do the recap, they get the coin, and that gives them one free Nat 20. Now, if I do the recap, I'm getting the coin, and I'm going to use it, and I've been looking forward to using it. But I assume somebody's probably going to stop me. So, who's doing it this week? Okay, well, Cog.
You can hear me, okay. I'm doing it, yeah. I guess I was muted there for a second.
Yep, you were.
Well, last week, Vide and the ladies had decided to check out, in our previous episode before that, a farmhouse, or a windmill. We actually own the deed to it, so we're going to kick those bitches out eventually, but that's a side note. And they ran into that evil, evil goblin Toby and his hag overlords? Is that what we're going to call them? Roommates? Whatever. Toby, turns out he's like half goblin, half plant. Even worse than a goblin, in my perspective. And they were able to escape by some magical means that Delphine had cooked up there. And so that was all good. And we kind of went on the run a little bit. Saw them chasing us for a little bit. Somebody saw a witch flying or a hag flying in on a broom at one point. All bad things. I know Vide saw a bunch of shambling creatures, but I'm pretty sure they're zombies. Undead creatures, whatever you want to call them. So we're kind of hiding out in a cave right now, and oh yeah, Urzak kind of had a meltdown in a dream. Delphine had bad dreams. I told some stories to the boy, and we had a good night's sleep. I mean, I don't know what everybody else is having problems with here. But yeah, right now we're kind of sitting in a cave, trying to figure out what's going on when we're making our next move. So it wasn't we didn't die last week. Or 2 weeks ago. That was the best thing. We almost thought everybody's going to die. I mean, Cog was going to be fine. He would have gotten away. But everybody else would have died. But we're good.
Well, you hope so, at least. Okay, there you go, Cog. There's a random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It only lasts this session. Well, Expedition members. As you said, you are currently on the side of a hill in the middle of the Barovian wilderness. You are several miles west of the old Sauvage road. And you had spoken of both heading towards that fishing village down there, Dolina. You've also talked about heading to the ruined city of Aldra. But as of right now, you're there on that side of the hill. You're just woken up from your rest. Both Delphine and Urzak have dark circles underneath their eyes. They're looking kind of rugged this morning, and it's very easy to notice this fact. Urzak looks like he's barely been able to sleep at all. And his motions while putting on his chainmail are slow and lethargic. And he says very little throughout the morning as you all break your fast and prepare for the day. Other than him saying something about probably keeping quiet today because, Marty's away. So we're not going to hear much from Urzak. Davos is another person who seems to be in a little bit of a mood today. The lack of the warmth of a fire last night, combined with the uncomfortable setting you all slept in, has the young boy's nerves on edge. And he's pretty much been complaining non-stop since he's woken up. His rations are too dry. He's thirsty. The ground hurts. It's cold. His nose is runny. He needs to go to the bathroom. He doesn't understand why you all had to sleep on this side of the hill. It just goes on and on and on. But as you all get up and prepare yourselves for the day, what is the plan, Expedition? Where are you heading?
Were we heading to it was the ruins of a city, right? We were gonna go
Aldra?
Something from the tarot cards or reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
This.
What's that, Delphine?
Where the red marker is. I was just pointing where the direction that we were heading.
Good.
So southwest?
Yeah, the ruins itself is on the other side.
Yeah, but that's the general direction.
Yeah, that's the general direction. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show everybody watching on where you all are on the map. So here you are, right there at this point on the southern side of this hill. To the north, there is the old windmill, which I'll show you all right there, which you had just fled from. Down to the southwest is Aldra, this ruined city that you had all heard Strahd had razed to the ground a little over 30 years ago. It's about 13 or so miles as the crow flies, but, as the expedition walks, probably a little farther than that. So, you would know, Delphine, being proficient in cartography and all that, it's probably going to take most of the day to get there. So, as we start off every single leg of this journey, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, how are you traveling? Are you trying to hurry and go as fast as possible to get there maybe before dark? Because you basically can, let's see, you can go 3 miles an hour if you're going at a normal pace. You can go 2 miles an hour if you're going at a slow pace. You can go 4 miles an hour if you're going at a fast pace. So, if you're just going as a normal pace, probably you'd get there around noon or so.
I mean, I think normal should be fine. We're not in as big of a hurry. We did just spend 8 hours here. And it'll give us a chance to keep a better eye out to see so we don't get surprised by a hag on a broom. Which we do need to get that broom for Danika. Every bard needs a broom.
I would appreciate a broom.
Fair enough.
Welcome, Momo, my familiar. Where you go?
No. Okay. So setting off at a normal pace. What I'm going to... Yeah?
Sorry. As I'm setting up the disc for Davos, I'm going to lean in real close. Try not to be, super intimidating, even though Delphine is very on edge with all of his questionings and stuff. But I've taken out some extra rations and cast Prestidigitation on them so that they taste better. And okay. I'm going to be like, don't, Davos, this is just between you and me. You can't tell anybody. It'll be our secret, okay? I've got some really good food.
Make a, I'll allow you to choose between persuasion and deception. It really could be either or.
Gonna be bad either way. Yeah, it's a let's do persuasion. Haha, natural 1!
Oh, God.
Because it's not a lie, it will taste good.
Yeah. Why are you always trying to get me to shut up?
Because there are bad things that are coming from.
But you are so powerful. You can make me fly every day. And you provide, you make tasty food. I will try the food. Oh, this is very much better. It's still dry, though. I need some water.
I have Dyto wants to just douse his kid, but I will hand him my water skin for sure. We are very powerful. You're right, Dabo. But we also have 2 charges that we need to think of, and we don't want to put you in any more danger until you're stronger than we are.
We may be powerful, but we have our limits.
You don't need to be quiet all of the time. Once we start walking, you can have as much fun as you want as long as you stay close. But as soon as one of us says we need to hunker down and be quiet because we're in a lot of trouble. I started a lot of trouble last night with some powerful people. People more powerful than me. And I don't want you to get hurt from that.
He thinks about that for a minute as he shoves a little bit more of the food into his mouth, and he climbs up onto your disc and sits there and kind of pulls the blanket around him, the bedroll around him that you all gave him last night. And he says, I will try to be as quiet as I can. I promise. And he just gives you this big grin, like a Calvin and Hobbes Calvin grin.
You know what? You're doing great. You ready to go?
I'm ready. He sits there smiling and kind of munching on his ration as he sits there underneath the blankets. Irina is also getting herself ready by this point. She's stowed her sword back onto her backpack, and she comes over and kind of tousles Davos's hair as she walks by, but is perfectly content to not be the bad guy in this situation. So she, as she's walking by, she'll kind of look to you, Delphine, give you a kind of a bit of a wry chuckle. Then as she passes you and heads towards Danika, she kind of mutters to Danika, Barovian children. She just kind of chuckles and walks off. But anyway, you all gather up your things and start making your way down the hill. I assume just keeping to the slope. That way you're away from the river, but can still see it. Because you did see those zombies last night. So keeping an eye towards the south, towards the river, staying a little bit on the higher side of the elevation to keep an eye out. So, since we got 4 of you today, why don't we just have each of you do a separate roll? I'm going to need one person to lead the charge, the person who's finding the path. Delphine, you usually been doing that with your cartography. I'm going to need 2 people to make perception checks. That's going to be keeping your eye out, keeping watchful eye on, the landscape, the sky, that sort of thing. Urzak is going to kind of mutter, hey, I'm not going to help out with this. He is exhausted.
That's pretty good, actually, impression of him. What's the 4th?
Right now?
What was that, Brandie?
Is Urzak sitting on this on the disc too?
I think so. I think Delphine has offered it.
He's rolled up in the fetal position, sleeping.
So he's literally that meme of sad paladin sounds or something like that. It's just the guy in full armor sitting on the ground. Or sad plate mail sounds or something like that is what it says.
It's canon.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
I mean, what you said there was going to be, all 4 are going to do a, what's the 4th person going to do a roll? So we got...
So the 4th person is going to be making a survival check.
Well, I mean,
This is less of keeping an eye out for danger. This is more watching the trail, looking for any signs of anything going by, things of that nature.
I've got +4 in both, so...
So do I. So,
I can barely hear you, Brandie.
Yeah, it's like you're echoing there. Without
Yeah,
the echo. There you go.
Well, my mic keeps turning down for some stupid reason.
Yeah, I got +4 to both, too.
Yeah, same, so...
So what do you got, Danika?
I've got +2 to both.
Alright, so then I guess, I'll do the survival if you 2 want to do the perception.
On it.
And then, Delphine, you've got your cartography check.
Yep.
I got a 14.
I got a 10.
Focusing, Cog gets a 16.
21.
Nobody likes a smart ass there. with your 21 there.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to distract a child, and I'm carrying a big ass orc.
She's carrying
My
our group
back
right now,
hurts.
okay?
Okay. You all begin making your way southwest along the side of this hill. Vide, you're probably fairly distracted right now. While you didn't have a rough night yourself, you did witness what all went down, and no doubt that's kind of lingering on your mind a little bit. Danika, you, as you're walking about an hour into your travel, you notice something in the sky. And you kind of laser focus on it because, thing on a broom and all that.
Uh-oh.
That was weird. But, oh, my camera just went in and out for some reason. That was the other. Anyway. But, as it kind of gets closer, you realize, no, that's not a witch on a broom. That's the opposite. It's a bird. And you notice it's a very large raven flying across the sky overhead. You watch as it kind of goes right over your group, and you hear it caw very, very loudly as it passes.
I don't trust these ravens. I just want to vicious mockery them.
What's the range on vicious mockery?
I don't know, but I don't think I should do it. What if we
was it smart to bitch slap a hag?
I don't know. What if we get attacked? What if we get pummeled by a group of ravens, though?
Oh, ravens are a very smart bird. Maybe they'll caw and laugh at your joke.
Oh, you could talk to it?
Yeah, we can.
It's true, we can. Well, I'm good. I'm going to point out a raven. We're going to... I don't know if I want to talk to it yet. I think I want to keep going a little bit. See if we encounter anything else.
Oh, I maged armored.
Okay, fair enough. And also, I don't think we mentioned, but as you all were preparing in the morning, Delphine, you spent some time putting a spell into your book?
I did. I spent the wee hours of the morning curled up next to Urzak, laying on the ground, writing Dark Vision into my spell book, using the material to do.
Fair enough. Putting in your money into the old what did I call that? The component pouch.
Yeah.
And then pull out the components. Yep, absolutely. Well, for the next hour, you manage to travel 3 miles, so you can move your token down 3 hexes, however you want to. Other than the raven that you see flying overhead, which, as you're watching, it continues on, going along in a southwesternly direction. Pretty much about the same direction you all are traveling, but, much higher and much faster, being that it's flying. And it doesn't take long before it's completely out of sight. During that time, Corwan, with your 16 survival, you see a fair amount of signs of travel along this hill. But much of it is paw prints of wolves. Prints that kind of make you think rabbit. Occasionally, you do see a handful of boot prints that seem to be going in a more southern direction. You all are traveling southwest, but it's going full on south.
Are there a lot of boot prints, or is it just...
With your 16 that you rolled, you're judging that it's at least 3 sets of prints.
It's still 3 too many for Cog where they're at. I mean, I guess he would point that out to everybody. It's like, all right, we got to keep our eyes open. There's been people in the area recently. I mean, they're going a little more south than us. We are kind of going a little bit more off in the other direction, so it's just keep a lookout.
I mean, there were things
I mean,
going up the river last night.
That too. Well, I mean, that was a lot. You said, look, I guess it was Vide that said, you said there was like a dozen or so of those, right? This only seems like there might be 3, and these are like, I guess they're not like drag marks, they're like actual like walking, like they lifted their foot, every time. They're not just shambling around, right?
Yes, it's actually 3 boot prints. Most of them probably like smaller than, somewhere between like Vide and Urzak in that size range.
Okay.
Nothing as small as like your feet or Davos's feet. More like adult-sized boot prints.
Is the stride were they kind of like just casually walking, or is it like hurried walking? Like I guess, are they a good distance apart, or just kind of like normal pace?
More of a normal pace than anything else. You also kind of notice that a lot of the weight is on the heel, as though they were crouching down more as they were moving.
All right. Yeah, these don't. I don't think it was those guys. Whatever he saw last night. This seems more purposeful.
It also looks like they're hiding too. So maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they were looking for us last night, and they were just trying to be quiet about it.
That's true. Can I see how fresh they are? With that in mind.
Are you pausing to actually take a look? You could roll a survival check as well.
Yeah, I'll pause for a second. 11.
Difficult to tell. It's like it's not fresh mud or anything. You're seeing scuff marks and prints in grass and things like that. So the fact that you're seeing them at all means that the latest it could have happened was a couple days ago, and as early as last night.
All right, we'll definitely watch her. So, birds and footprints.
Birds and footprints. That's what you've seen for the first hour of your journey.
So, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so while we were walking, Danika is gonna let out like a big old like kind of yawn, but like a stretch, and she's like, "Oh, I just had a great sleep. I feel real refreshed." But Delphine and Urzak, I couldn't help but notice during my shift, you guys were having a real hard time sleeping. Was everything okay, or like what's wrong? What's going on?
I think I can't speak for Urzak, but no, I did not sleep great at all. You can see like some of her dreads are starting to like come out and undone a little bit. I was having nightmares about when I was a kid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And they weren't. I think there's something about this place and pissing off those hags that my actions and consequences catch it with me.
Well, it'll be okay. Hopefully they don't persist tonight.
If they do, can I cuddle up with you?
You know it.
That brings me comfort already.
So Delphine. Oh, go ahead.
Can you do your Urzak voice and talk to us?
You gonna get jealous or something? Nobody said anything about Vide, so Urzak's got nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah, what's going on with Vide right now?
I'm sorry, Brandie. I'm sorry.
It's alright. I mean, Vide had a normal night of rest. We'll leave it at rest. I think 'cause that nothing really happened to Vide, right? Other than seeing the shambly creatures.
Yeah, other than seeing the shambly creatures, you just had a fairly chill evening. Well, anyway, we're going to keep writing that 21 you rolled for the cartography, Delphine. Because with the high elevation that you have, and the map and all, keeping a good watch or knowing where you're going is not difficult right now. So I do want 2 perception checks and a survival check.
I can do perception again.
Yeah, I mean, I get 4 in both, so.
Okay, I'm doing perception.
8. Okay, next time I'm
17.
gonna do survival.
I got a 17.
See, that's 10.
This kid is just getting on Vide's nerves.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, another natural one.
Oh no.
Wow.
Wait, I thought you didn't have to.
Yeah,
Roll
we
the
were at
card.
Yeah,
20.
Yeah, I did say I didn't. I wasn't going to make you roll this time because
Oh.
you rolled so high the last.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
That was a misclick.
I mean, I'm perfectly content to take
No,
that.
no,
Nope,
That
nope,
nat
misclick.
one.
Misclick.
It's fine. I don't mind at all.
Her finger slipped. I saw it.
Well, anyway, you continue on for the next leg of your journey, traveling another 3 miles, heading along your path. You're starting to make your way a little bit down a slope, a little bit. The landscape is, you're still on a hill, which slopes down towards a lake to your south and a lake to your west. Other than that, the landscape, which is not treacherous by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a little tiring. Just going up and down this elevation, then drop a little bit more, then going back up. It's tiring a little bit. Fortunately, for the next hour, you really don't see a whole hell of a lot. There's no birds in the sky, there's no beasts on the field, and other than the gray gloom of the morning starting to set in, it's, let's see, if you left at 9 o'clock, it's now about 11 o'clock in the afternoon. So, the gloom just lingers, and the cloud cover never seems to break above your heads. You can go ahead and move your token.
Wait, let me know if you can hear my cat. It's dinner time and he's speaking loud.
No, I can't.
Okay.
You make your way along the crest of the hill, keeping as far away from the western lake as you can. There is a bit of movement down towards your what's now your north, that hill, or the lake as you're coming around the hill. With that 17 that you rolled, you actually can see a small herd of deer coming out from the forest to the northwest, making their way along the side of the river. Occasionally you see them stop and munch. You see the head of the herd, the stag, come stepping out from the forest as well. But apart from them, it's actually quite quiet and relatively peaceful for Barovia. Go ahead and give me your next series of rolls. Cartography, survival to perception.
Okay, I think I'm gonna take survival this time.
Oh, shit!
Not only a natural 20, but a 4 on the guidance.
That ain't gonna happen every day.
Nice. And that's a nat 1 for a 5 for that survival.
Well, you did
I
a
am
survival.
going
Do a I guess since I did a survival, do a perception.
Oh, I didn't see you do the survival. I'm sorry.
Well,
No, I
hopefully.
I just figured I'd keep doing it since.
Oh, hey, you remember those
14
prints, like,
for perception.
3 miles back?
Oh, perfect.
I just remembered.
Oh yeah, there's some prints back there. I think there are 3
Amazing.
people.
Corwan, as you're moving along, you spot something in the dirt. There's a rock that's kind of shoved in on the side of the hill, and you can see what looks like a little bit of a cloth sticking out from the underside of it.
Ooh. Well, he's gonna check that out.
You walk over to the rock, and while it's not huge, it's kind of big. Go ahead and roll for me an athletics check.
Good old +0. You know what? He's a halfling, so that shit doesn't count. He gets to try again. So it's a 13. I guess we can keep the 1 from before, so
Yeah,
14.
keep the 1.
Yeah.
Okay. 14, that's a lot better. You heave, and for a moment, it seems like you're not going to move it at all. But that halfling luck kicks in, and suddenly you just push and push and push. And underneath it, you find a small satchel. Kind of like,
Like a messenger bag kind of thing?
Yeah, messenger bag. That's the word I was trying to find. A messenger bag. The strap on it is broken. Like the shoulder strap is broken on it, and that's kind of what you saw. That was the cloth that was sticking out of it. And it's very dirty. You've got kind of moldy leather smell coming off of it. But you reach under and pull it out.
What do I find?
Well, you open it up, and it's a mimic that eats you! No. Actually, what you're going to find...
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I mean...
Well, you reach your hand in, and the first thing you feel is something sharp, and you kind of pull your hand back, and you look inside, and there's 2 broken bottles in there. At the very bottom of the satchel, it's like kind of stained and miscolored. And you're guessing there's probably a couple potions in there at one point. But it got smashed from the rock. Apart from that, you find a parchment, a roll of parchment, and also a smaller leather pouch containing 37 gold pieces.
Sweet. Was there anything else there? Or is it just like the little thing, or?
Yeah, just rolled up parchment and the bag of gold. You pull out the parchment and you look at it. It's a spell scroll. A spell scroll of cure wounds.
Sweet. Yeah, that'll save him at least 1 spell slot. So that's perfect. Is it just level 1? I'm assuming, or is it? Yeah,
they're all scrolls are base level.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, I'll add that, and then I guess he would take the you said it was 37 gold. And he would give it to Delphine because he knows she's been doing spell scrolls. It's like copying stuff over. He's like, just put this in your fund here. You can have it.
I am not sure if I can use that.
Well, no, you don't need the cure wound just for other spells.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh.
He's giving you the gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much was it? 37?
37, yeah.
Thank you,
Like,
Todd.
we can just put this in, spell copying, because the more you know, the better we are, so.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You can also move your token 3 more spaces.
Danika is gonna look over to Short Stack and she's gonna like bat her lashes and make like a sad face. Short Stack, can I keep the bag of broken glass?
Yeah. I mean, it is broken glass.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, broken glass can be used for a lot of things.
I wasn't personally planning on keeping it. I mean, I might have dumped the glass and kept the bag and maybe repaired the strap, but yeah, you can have it all.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, with telekinesis, you can do a lot with that glass.
Yeah, I suppose we could.
3 more? You guys smell that? Smells like a river.
That is true. You continue on your journey, making your way around the side of that hill.
I have a quick question. I have a map question. So it gets a little green, like next to the hex to the right of where we are. Is that like swamp? Or...
It is actually. I was getting ready to describe it. Oddly enough. So as you're making your way around the side of this hill, you can see in the distance the elevation as it begins to dip down towards that river. As you are looking, you can see that the lands below the hill start to get kind of marshy. You can see that there's a little bit of glimmer in certain places. The trees are there are some bush and a lot of wild grass down in that area, but not a lot of trees. And you can tell that's definitely a marshy bit of a swampy area. You can see beyond at the other side of the river now, just at the very edge of the distance, there is a low-hanging fog over the western side of the river. About the area where you judge, with your high cartography skill, where that ruined village lies. Towards the far back of that area, sticking out from the fog, you can see what you make out is an odd sort of structure, much larger than some of the buildings you've seen around Barovia so far. Possibly the ruins of either, most likely, a manor house or a mansion. Guessing based on what you've seen in the town of Jova, there is only one large building in that town, and that's where the Burgermeister lived there. Chances are that's probably a similar structure. It's sitting up on a bit of an elevation on the hill, down towards the lowest side of the area of the town, just peeking up, the ruins, just peeking up above the fog cloud. You don't see much of a roof. You can see like walls. You can see bits of what's what I'm looking for? The planking between walls. You know what I'm talking about? That hold up the roof. The roof
the
support,
rafters?
the joists. Not the rafters. No, like the actual beams that support the roof.
Okay.
I don't know the exact word of it. I'm not a construction.
Well,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, neither am I. But you can see those. You can see like the framework of the building at the distance. You can see like the stone walls that are kind of crumbled a little bit and half there, half not. So basically the bones of this of this manor house that's peeking up over the fog level. The rest of the town is very, very much covered, however. Now go ahead.
This next bit's gonna be a little tricky and a little slow. But I think between Danika and I, we can get everybody pretty much cleaned up on the other side. But it looks like there might be a place that we can take for a shelter for the night. I mean, it's not the best, but it's better than just cowering in the side of a mountain.
Well, yeah, that's good. I mean, we got to get Big Green sleeping better. You know, maybe it was that rough ground and.
Are we at the marsh level like now? Can we tell how deep it gets? Okay.
You're not at it right now. You are still on the side of the hill. Let's see. I'm kind of judge based on. Yeah, you've got a little over a mile before you'll actually get into the marsh area itself.
Pog, don't take offense. But you might want to get on the disc.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, what? So I don't get shitty and dirty? Yeah, I'm fine with that. There's no offense. No offense taken.
I would have offered you to be able to ride on the disc before, but I know you like to be independent.
I would have gotten up there if I needed it. I mean, yeah. No, I just don't like, being picked up and like thrown, or carried like a child, stuff like that.
Understandable. That, and we need somebody on the disc to protect Urzak.
Yeah.
I don't need protection. I'm just tired.
Sure you don't, Big Green. It's all right. Everybody needs it sometimes.
Danika's dealing with like an internal conflict of wanting to lift up Cog and thinking about lifting up Cog.
Shit.
And she's like, damn it.
Good lord.
What level is Fly?
3, I think. Okay. Well, go ahead and make your next series of rolls. Cartography, perception, survival.
Yeah, you can take survival. Oh, you already got perception. Okay.
Oh, I got a 20.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a random system. Yeah.
Okay, I might have a few pop up in just a second. Yeah. Because I clicked it and then it's like it didn't go through, so I clicked it again. Oh, it didn't.
I don't even see those first two.
Yeah, I only see 26 plus 4.
Shockingly, I don't even know that there's 2 there to not see.
Amazing.
It's 15. As much as I would love a 30, it's just a 50.
You lead the way, Delphine, with Urzak and Davos and Cog all riding your flying disc, apparently.
My back! Ah, my back!
While you're doing that, Danika, with your 20, you can see that down near the water, there is something sticking out from the swamp. You kind of squint a little bit, trying to get a good look at it. And, well, what you can see is the outline of a dozen or so menhirs. They're obelisks, standing stones, form a near perfect circle in the spongy earth. It's hard to judge at this distance. You've probably you've moved about a mile or so at this point, and you can see it's a little over another mile down the way. but you're guesstimating that they're got to be pretty tall if you're seeing them at this distance. Like, upwards of 15, maybe 20 or so feet.
Can I see any, are there any symbols on it, or is it just plain?
Again, you're on a hill looking down a couple miles away, so you can't see a whole lot of details. Okay. You're just now able to see that they're there.
Okay, Danika's going to squint really hard, and then she's going to relay her information to everybody.
Now, you said she saw a dozen or so what?
Menhirs. They're standing stones, like obelisks. Tall stone towers, almost, like of just stone.
Okay, I didn't understand that first word. Menhirs?
Menhirs. Yeah, menhirs.
Never heard that before.
Can you spell that for me?
Menhir.
Can you use that in a sentence again?
I just did. A dozen moss-covered menhirs.
Thank you.
Form a near-perfect circle in the spongy earth.
Menhirs.
Are these on this side of the river?
They are on this side of the river.
Can I do a history check and see if these are common in any cultures that I know, or any sort of historical significance to many years?
Obelisk.
Make a history check.
Obeliscus. That was even worse for me.
Stone towers.
I got an 18.
Stone circles are used in a lot of cultures. Quite often, they're used in druidic rituals. They're often places of worship for people who worship primal deities, or nature, or the Fae, or the land.
So is there any significance historically to obelisks of this size, though, versus smaller ones?
It kind of ranges from. A lot of it depends on what they're being used for. It's hard to know more about them without actually getting close and examining them. You know at least that they are used primarily as places of worship in different primal sort of religions.
Okay. Can I, and maybe I missed this, sorry if I'm slow right now, I'm sorry. Can I see what it's surrounding in particular, or is it just a field, or is it just the marshland, or what?
Yeah, it's just in the marshland itself, kind of halfway between you all and the river. It's just a ring of stones in the marsh.
Okay.
They're super tall. They're super wide around. You all could easily stand in the middle of them and move about. Think Stonehenge.
Okay. I was just trying to see if there's anything significant,
Yeah. Is there? It's hard to tell considering you're a mile and a half away. You're on a hill. You're looking down, and you can see them.
Well,
is this it right here?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me look. What are you pointing at, Brandie?
I put a little gray circle on the map so you can see where it is.
Okay. Muchas gracias.
Mm-hmm. But that's what you're able to see. You can go ahead and move your token two more clicks. I moved you one. So really, the decision is: do you want to head towards the circle, or do you want to head towards the river to get across to the ruined village?
I mean, why can't we do both?
I know. I feel like the obelisk is on the way.
It is if you go in that direction. Sure. I'm asking where you're heading.
I mean, we're kind of going in a straight line,
I mean, we can go by the obelisk.
Okay.
Couldn't we just go here? Let's move our token right here, and wouldn't we still be touching it and in a straight shot towards wherever we're going?
So, try to think of it less. That's the exact place, and more that's just the
Well,
the hex I put it.
We were in this hex.
You started here. I moved you one to here to describe it.
So
you
this
have 2 more.
Yeah, that hex would be the second hex, which is still like within
Reason.
Of
Okay.
Tabletop. And still be basically a straight shot.
Perfect.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and move you to a new map. Now you are making your way closer towards the river, and when you get to this part, you're still on the hill, but you're making your way into, or you're past the hill, and you're making your way through the marshlands now. Just so you know, on this map that you're currently on, each square is 100 feet.
My map is black.
Yeah, same here.
Mine is also.
Okay, let me fiddle with it here a second.
It's because we're using the group token, maybe? Doesn't have dark vision, or the lighting's just not turned on for it?
That's what I'm looking on. Oh, I see what it's... Sorry, bear with me a second here. New map, who dis? Nope, still not doing it. Okay.
Oop, I see it.
Okay, you can see it now? Okay. Try one more thing here. Is the fog thing working?
Is that the black squares?
Yeah, the black area.
Yep.
I see the black area, I see a gray area, and then I see a brighter area.
Okay. I was fiddling with this yesterday and it worked. Okay, yeah, it's good enough for now. The far side of the river, that's what's covered in fog. You can't see much past the line of the river right there. What you can see, however, is down towards this side of the river, you can see those standing stones. Now that you're getting closer, you can see that these weathered stones range from about 15 to 18 feet tall. A couple of them lean inwards, as if to share some great secret with their inscrutable neighbors. Now, at the far side of the stones, kind of hiding behind one of them, looking across to the other side of the river, their back is to you. You can see that a wary-looking peasant woman lurks behind the tallest stone. They have a rusty lantern clutched in one gnarled hand, and a dagger clutched in the other, and they're looking around the stone to the far side of the river. So, what do you do?
Can I just ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's just how I'm picturing things in my head. So when you use the word gnarled as a gnarled hand, like, does she just have like a messed up hand, or is it just like the way she's
Just an old lady hand?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, it's just that old, bony-looking hand.
I thought maybe she was in a fist fight and her hand was just jacked up.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Well, I guess I'm going to slowly approach.
Granny Fight Club. Vide.
Fight Club. Jesus. So how
I
are
will
you?
go into.
Okay. My question is, how are you approaching? Are you just walking up to this woman who's like their backs to you? They're not looking in your direction. They're looking away from you. So are you just walking up to her and surprising her? Or are you like kind of getting a little close, like calling out to her? What are you doing?
Oh, well, I think I'm going to go up first, kind of stealthily, just to kind of observe and see what she's particularly doing.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
I got a 16.
And Delphine, if you're, are you following stealthily
I'm
in?
staying
Or are you...
like far enough behind.
Okay. Yeah, because Urzak.
I've got 3 people on my back.
Exactly.
Like I'm going far enough in that if I need to, I can vortex warp Cog in. Sorry,
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna vortex warp Urzak right now. He's kind of used.
Consent is all he asks.
Hey, you can make the save.
Wow.
Shit.
Well, with that in mind, Irina is going to stick with the group. Vide, are you staying as well, or are you going to follow Danika?
I think I'll follow a bit, but like I'm gonna stay a distance back.
Okay, so you're letting Danika head in first. You're just going to take a position kind of halfway between.
Yeah, I think so. That way, if I need to rush in,
Check your mic.
But yeah, that way, so if I need to rush in, I can. But I'm not like so close as to impede with her stealth.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Delphine is 90 feet back.
Okay. Well, give me a stealth check as well, Vide.
16, not bad.
Yeah, you're both pretty good. The two of you start sneaking your way towards, keeping low, keeping as silent as you can, while the rest of the group looks on from behind. You're getting into this marshy area now. It's the ground is squishy and spongy, and as with each step, your feet kind of squish a little bit downward, and a little bit of that marshy water kind of begins to build upward around your boots. But you're still moving very stealthily, and the old woman doesn't seem to notice. She is standing there behind this this pillar. She looks over. She pulls back. Kind of, you see her thinking for a little bit. Moves in. Kind of moves between some of the standing stones from one side to the next, like getting a little bit closer, but then remains there, still looking, still trying to peer into the fog on the other side of the river. You see her kind of take the dagger that she was holding and tuck it in her belt. And then she looks down and starts fiddling with that lantern for a moment. As you make your way closer and closer. You could probably get within a good 20, 30 feet of her if you wanted to. So, how close are you going to get to her before you say something?
I'll probably go like the full 30 feet away, and I'll start with like squishing my boots kind of loud first as I'm approaching, and I'll be like, "Ma'am, hello."
She you start making those squelching sounds, and as she hears that, she begins to turn, and that's when you say, "Ma'am, can I help?"
I said, "Ma'am, hello,
Oh, ma'am,
hello,
hello.
hello."
Sorry.
That's okay. Can I help? Are you okay?
She looks at you and gives you like an odd sort of look. She says, "Shh." She you watch as she like kind of hunkers down a little bit, almost as though she's trying to hide. But then she walks towards you, moving from one stone to the next to try to keep them between her and the other side of the river. And then she looks at you again and says, "Who are you?"
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Danika. I am on an expedition. Nice to meet you.
What are you doing here?
We're actually we wanted to check out these pillars. We weren't sure what they were, but we could see them from afar.
These?
Yeah, do you happen to know what these are?
She looks back at the stones and these are the old stones. These have been here for as long as anyone can remember. These were used to worship the Wild One long, long ago. But only druids come here now.
And I don't know if I caught your name. Who might you be?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, 1 second. An 18.
An 18. Let's see here. My name is Muriel. Muriel Vinshaw. Vinshaw. Vinshaw.
Muriel? Muriel?
Muriel.
I-E-L.
Vinshaw. My name is Muriel Vinshaw. This place is dangerous. You shouldn't be out here. You shouldn't be out in the wilderness.
Well, we're trying to find someplace kind of safe for the night. So we're kind of in a doozy here.
She kind of chuckles at that. If you're looking for someplace safe, you've come to the wrong spot.
Well, ain't that the truth? What brings you here, though?
I'm watching the village. Aldra is a cursed place.
Uh-oh. What? Why? Why is it cursed?
Why is it cursed?
Yeah, what's the story of Aldra? What happened?
Many years ago, the devil Strahd caused the river to rise up and flood the village. He sent horrible beasts to slaughter every man, woman, and child there. He turned it into a village of the dead.
Hmm.
It was abandoned, well, it's abandoned no longer. There is an enemy, and a horrible, powerful hag who lives in the middle of that village. She goes by the name of Baba Lysaga, and she is an enemy to me and my kin. She sends horrible creatures, scarecrows, to attack my brethren in their home. The winery to the west. She's the great enemy of my kin and my family. Those that operate the winery and village and vineyard. She's kidnapped many of us, many of my people. We don't know if any are alive or dead. I've been trying to catch sight of it, but the fog obscures everything. The only time the hag comes out, she flies around on this gigantic skull.
So not a broom?
She kind of gives you a weird look at that. A broom.
She's like, Dan's like, call me crazy, but I swore I saw a hag flying around on a broom too the other day.
Everyone knows that witches fly on brooms.
Do you think,
She should be one of the hags at the windmill too?
Well, you're not there. You can't hear any of this.
oh,
I don't know if we've gotten close.
Unless you're all approaching. Have you all approached yet?
Well, if they're just having a
That way you can be parted.
convo, I mean, well, hell, cogs on a disc. It's all I'm just look at it.
Well, I suppose by this point
He
she
can get-
would
yeah.
have noticed all of you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a marshland, so she says, "Who are they? What are they? Are they with you?"
Made our way over.
oh yes, ma'am. Those are my companions. Like I said, we're looking for a place to stay to get through the night as we go on our journey.
Well, not just a place to stay. We think we might be finding something here that can help us.
She gives you a look at that to help you.
What was the item that you were? Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a book about history, love, sorrow, vengeance.
The Book of Strahd?
Probably.
Joe, metagaming.
Well, but I'm just saying, it's like, alright, we'll hit that one. It's like, well, we met, alright, do you know the Vistani? I'm assuming you know the Vistani. She's not
Vistani.
She's not
Vistani. Pff, she spits at that.
Huh.
Vistani are spies for the devil.
Alright.
You can never trust the Vistani.
Well, granted, yeah, there's a few that I would like to, if I could reach, I'd punch them in the nose. But we met a couple that are actually willing to help us, and she's Dare I tell you this one's name? Madam Eva? Huh?
She kind of shrugs.
All right.
I truck with no Vistani.
I don't either. We just ran into him. But, she gave us, and I guess, she did I don't know, she saw a tarot reading, if you believe in that kind of thing. And she mentioned one of them, or one of the clues, told us of a city in ruins where we might find a book of some kind that might help us. We're trying, and I know this is even dumber, and I'm sure you've heard this many times. You probably never heard this. We're going to try and take down Strahd. We're not from here. And we were told that this might help us. There's something here that can help us. We're not sure exactly what this book might be, but it's supposed to help.
Make a persuasion check.
And why didn't I let the bard do this one? Persuasion. Oh, this could go good, could go bad. Oh, it's not bad. Let's do the 17.
Yes.
We won't do the. I just have it always on guidance. Well, yeah, 17.
Because I love it how everyone just leaves their thing.
I know. Because it's just I always forget because I don't. We don't do a whole lot of skills anymore. Anyway, so 17.
A ton of skills.
I know,
anyway.
But last week we didn't.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so she says, taking on the devil, that you're either braver or more foolish than I can even begin to comprehend. But if you're looking, if you're looking for an item, something to help you fight the devil, and you were told that it's there, it can only be in one of two places.
Guess in the big house there.
Either there or the hut of the hag.
That just has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Hut of the hag? I mean... going back to the bravery or stupid thing, yeah, we're trapped here. We can't leave.
Who is standing closest to Delphine right now? Other than Davos.
Probably Irina.
Yeah, definitely sees and hears Delphine audibly sigh at the mention of a hag and a hut.
So yeah, we're taking on Strahd because we don't have a choice, really. And plus, where we're from, it's just kind of the thing you do. I mean, if there's if you have the means, you take the means and you do what you can. But yeah, we need to find it, and if that's where we need to go, unfortunately, we have to cross this river.
Well, if that is your plan, I certainly wish you the best of luck.
You said...
The hag...
Oh, go ahead.
The hag, as far as I know, lives alone. Other than her flying in and out of that area, the only other thing I've ever heard is bleating sounds of goats.
Oh, bleating. I thought it was like...
The bleating,
Yeah.
Would you recognize the hag if you saw her?
Certainly. I've seen her many times.
I'm gonna use my free use of disguise self to make myself look like Miss Morgan.
Oh, the mother. Yeah.
Is this what the hag looks like?
Mrs. Morgan? No, that's the woman who sells dream pastries. That's not Baba Lysaga.
Yeah, she's a hag too, by the way, if you didn't know that.
Okay, I will drop it because I really just wanted to use it just to see if we were dealing with this.
You say the baker woman is a hag?
Yeah, like her and
Yes.
we think 2 daughters, I think, or sisters, or yeah,
Yeah.
there's a coven at the windmill.
She grows visibly pale at this mention. I must warn my kin.
That's another time you've mentioned your kin. I mean, we know of just regular people in Barovia. Then we know of the Vistani, which again you don't like. But who are your kin? Who might they be?
My family is the. My family is the Martikov family.
Oh,
We run the winery here in Barovia, the Wizards of Wine's winery. It's been my family for generations. My great grandfather still lives there to this day. I myself live in Veros, but I visit them often, and when they told me what happened, I had to come here and see for myself.
he said she's taking your people, right?
Baba Lysaga attacked the winery no more than 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
She stole something precious to my family. My siblings all tried to come and fight her and retake that which she stole, but the fools were no match for her.
What did she steal?
Make another persuasion check. Because
The wizard had to be inquisitive.
And how many siblings did you came here to do this? Maybe we can find them inside. Hopefully there's still hope. I know I just said hope twice, but...
What'd you roll, Delphine?
A 14.
With your 14, she kind of clams up and says, "It is nothing I can speak of, at least not to outsiders. Just know it is a precious heirloom of my family. As for how many, I had 8 brothers and 4 sisters. I also have a dozen or more cousins. Of them, 12 have not returned."
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Danica's gonna kind of stick her nose in, and she's gonna be like, ma'am, if we're possibly gonna be over there kind of looking for what we need to look for, it'd probably be good to tell us what you lost so we can look too.
Let's see how high you can roll. Can you beat the higher DC for asking a question a second time?
I can do it. What's the higher DC?
Can you at least tell us
He's not
if
gonna
it's
tell you
magical
that,
in
yeah.
nature?
Oh,
I got
it's only an 18.
Yeah. She says it is magical in nature. I can speak no more of it.
no,
I think that's
enough.
all we need to know.
That'll be enough, because, I mean, myself, I guess I just know. Don't know if Danika... Does Danika have detect magic?
No, I don't.
Cog's got it, and then, obviously Delphine's like, we should be able to work with that. Is it something that, if we find it, it's going to be pretty obvious that it's what you guys were looking for?
I have no doubt that if you do find it, you'll know it when you see it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we'll try.
She turns and looks towards the northwest and kind of points in that direction. You can see that the landscape beyond the fog-covered village tends to rise up into a bit of a small mountain. She says, beyond the mountain and beyond the woods, you can find the winery. If you manage to find the object and survive going into Aldra, head there. And my grandfather will no doubt be immensely grateful to you. But beware. The hag Baba Lysaga is one of the most powerful magical users my family has ever gone up against. We are not slouches. We have lived in Barovia on our own, outside of the walls of villages, for many, many years. And if all the young men and women of my family went to fight her and only a handful survived to come back, she is far more powerful than a group of, and she kind of waves around, a group carrying children might hope to accomplish.
I know I'm actually just a very small man. I'm not an actual child.
And Davos from his disc yells out, I'm not that small either!
Okay, yeah, that one's definitely a child. I'm actually, I'm over 100 years old.
Yes, the gray beard gave it away. I'm speaking of the child.
Okay, I get my size. I just had to check. We might have some tricks up our sleeve, being from another place, and maybe we'll just get lucky too. That happens as well. But I want to help find this item and come, because I would love to know how you guys grow your grapes in a place like this. That would be awesome. I mean, that is information that, if I can learn from you, I can take it back home, and maybe we can teach our people. It'd be great. So yeah, you guys have to be some master farmers. That's all I can say.
Well, if you survive going into Aldra, perhaps you'll be able to find out.
I think, while they're, still talking, that end part, I think Delphine's gonna kind of, turn to Vide, and kind of whisper, do we really want to take Davos to encounter another hag?
Honestly, not really.
Do you think we can trust this lady?
You just met her. Oh, I guess he's not there to hear that.
I don't. Can I insight to see if she's hiding anything other than obviously what she lost? But
sure. And while you're making that roll, push your camera down a little bit, because all I can see is the top of your eyes. There you go.
16 for insight.
She's definitely hiding quite a lot. You can get that fairly easily. But she doesn't seem like a terrible person. But again, you did just meet her.
And this isn't our kid even, so. No. I don't know. Do we trust her?
I don't think so. I want to, only because I want to keep Davos safe, and just encountering a hag is...
Yeah, and a little kid screaming as we're going in might not be very helpful.
I guess are you having this conversation a little louder now? Is everybody here, or is it still amongst yourselves?
No, I think that last little bit is a little louder. After we've discussed, do we trust her?
Well,
trust me. Trust me for what?
Well, you brought up the child, and that is I mean, he was actually we kind of saved him from the ones at the
Miss
windmill.
Morgan.
He was sold by his parents to pay off their pie debt, which I mean I didn't know that was I didn't know that was possible to have a pie debt. I guess they're great pies. But we're trying to get him to the Abbey to give him some protection. Since you just said it's very dangerous across the river. I mean, how long are you going to be waiting here and watching?
I'm leaving now. You've given me a piece of information that I need to get back to my family.
Yeah.
I don't mind giving you... I don't mind speaking for a little bit, but I...
No. Yeah, no. I mean, he's loud. He can be not very conducive to be quite and stealthy in a situation in which we might need it. But we can't force him upon you if you're going to be leaving the area. Well, I can't even, in good conscience, ask. I mean, he's going to look at everybody's like, we'll figure it out. We can't put that upon this woman.
No, I agree. I was just going through the options of keeping Davos.
To keep it safe, yeah, I know. We got to figure out a way, but we'll have to figure out a way ourselves.
If you're looking to keep your ward there safe, across the hill there to the east is the village of Dawina. It's a fishing village. Apart from that, to the north, and she points very much to the north, towards the mountain, and you can see in the distance, it's about, what is it? About 2:00 in the afternoon at this point. It's about as bright as it's going to be for Barovia, and on the side of the mountain, on the northern slope of the mountain, about a third of the way up, you can see a small structure in the distance. She points there, and she tells you, over there, that is the ruins of Argenvastholt, an ancient fortress where a good order of knights once inhabited.
Is that what we saw on the map that we were assuming was some kind of church or monastery?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
it's,
okay.
This up here. Yeah, you're not on that map, but I'll show you real quick.
Didn't we think there was something from the cards that was also there?
I don't think so.
Okay. I remember there was... Yeah, okay, this one here. Okay, no, yeah, this one here. All right.
Yeah, up here. What she tells you is that long ago was an ancient order that worshipped silver dragons. They were noble knights that stood to oppose Strahd. Strahd wiped them out, but the manor still remains. Powerful magic like that might be a place you could rest. I know you said you were looking for a place to rest at night.
Wasn't... I want to say there was something about a dragon, but I don't remember. Yeah,
I mean, you do have your Taroka reading.
I'm looking at it now, yeah, because... Oh, yeah, the treasure lies in a dragon's house in hands once clean and now corrupted.
Oh, okay, so that could be it.
Because I was like, wait, there was a dragon, something, yeah, that's one of swords, the Avenger. Or Avengers, what the... Alright.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Sorry. Player forgot that was not a place that we figured out where it actually...
Well, now that we know what it is, yeah. Now we can...
Great.
Yeah, maybe after we're done here, we can go there.
One last thing I will warn you of before I leave. If you do come to the Wizards of Wine winery, do not come from the south. There is a hill, Yester Hill, where druids who worship Strahd gather. These druids are in league with the hag in Aldra. I've seen them together before.
Wait, did she show us on the map where the
No, she
winery
just
is?
pointed northwest, right?
No, but since I got you on the map, I'll show you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay. And that's where she wants us to take the thing if we find it.
Correct.
Don't come from the south. Okay.
So
That
with the
goes
south,
south.
I guess with the south be kind of like this direction down here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that on the map is the hill. That
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a hill. I can see that. All right. I appreciate the information, the warning. If we can find, something that we think is what you're looking for, we'll bring it to you.
I wish you well on your quest, and be safe.
You
if
too.
you travel into Aldra. Whatever you do, mind the scarecrows.
Okay.
At which point she turns and begins walking to the north.
Is she walking at about the same pace we are?
I mean, she's an old woman. She's a little slower. And she is kind of creeping down a little bit. She looks like she's trying to stay at least somewhat hidden near as she crosses the marsh. Why do you ask?
Thinking the boots for hers?
No, I was thinking of giving her some of my hair so I can contact her if we find the thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think I should use hag magic in front of this woman.
That's what you're like, I know you, and I thought that was creepy. This person doesn't know us. He's like, oh, hey, you can talk to me with this.
It was just a thought. I
know. But we gotta remember, we're strangers in a strange land, and somehow we are stranger than the strange land. I mean, it's a contradiction. I get it, but it's weird.
I mean, she also doesn't like hags, and using hag magic is not a good...
I mean, dear, not a lot of people like hags.
I agree with you there. So why don't we go take care of one?
Do you think we have a chance against it right now?
Against one? Possibly. Against a coven? Probably not. They're stronger in groups.
I mean, is she gone now? Has she left?
You're muted.
I am?
You can probably still see her. She's moving towards the north a lot, halfway between the river and the hill. So
I mean, it kind of like, well, I mean, she says that this hag is the most powerful magic user they have ever seen. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, the people here seem pretty beaten down, so it seems like even a little bit of magic could probably surprise and overwhelm quite a few of them.
I mean, we'll have it. Even if they are as powerful as is said, do not underestimate even a single hag.
I know. Trust me. I have read report after report in Europa about them. I can expect the unexpected. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think this is a good time to pause and take a break. So, we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, we're going to find out what the Conclave expedition plans to do. Are they going to head into the fog-covered, destroyed village? Are they going to move on? We'll find out. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, the Conclave expedition had just met a very interesting woman who told them that in the village across the river that is shrouded in mist, there is a powerful hag named Baba Lysaga who lives there and is an enemy of the people who run the winery to the far northwest. Now, you are all standing near that circle of standing stones, the Ring of Menhirs, which is a circle that is 100 feet across. The stones are spaced apart in regular intervals. The stones, and you can see that the stones that are located to the north, west, south, and east are taller than the other state stone, the 8 stones that are there. You can see now that you're closer that there are some weather-worn glyphs carved into the 4 cardinal direction stones, the tallest of them. But apart from that, you have the village across the river to the west of you, which you're at a much more even level, and you can see that just whole area is covered in a dense fog. This fog, it seems to extend all the way towards the smaller mountain to the northwest, and shrouds the entire side of the valley across the river. Part of the river is also slightly obscured by the mist. You can't actually see the shore to the far side, but you know based on the map that it is there. And judging based on the map, you're guessing probably a good 600 feet across. You've heard the warnings from the old woman who has since departed, and now you stand among the stones. So, expedition, what do you want to do?
I mean, well, Cog would love to spend just every waking moment studying those statues, those things, but how are we gonna approach getting across to people while protecting, Johnny Mouth over there?
I'm not the most athletic, but as long as somebody is on his board with them when I go across, we can keep him fairly safe while the rest of us swim. Who are strong swimmers?
Do we know how deep the river is, or the stream, or?
Make a survival check.
And I mean, is it like a rapid stream? Is it Tell me more about it. I'm going to do survival
Sure,
too.
absolutely. Go ahead. Anyone who wants information, go ahead and make a survival check. The river seems to run in a northern direction. The current does. It's not like super fast, but it's there's a little bit of a current there. It's hard to tell quite how deep it is. Vide, with your 13, you're kind of looking at it, and it's got to be at least, like, it's hard to tell, but at least 15, 20 feet deep.
So it'd be a decent swim.
How far across?
It's going to be a bit of a swim. In total, it is, well, again, it's hard to judge specifically because the shore itself beyond is covered in fog. You're guessing at its most narrow point, which is about maybe 300 feet to the north of you. It looks probably about 400 feet or more across.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
Big
is
Green.
a. So,
Does anybody have a collapsible boat by chance?
I'm sure Big Green can swim really well, but I mean, we're an army guy. And so am I, actually. So I vote that I get to ride with the boy. I'm going to go ahead and play the little guy card this time. So,
Urzak has been riding on the disc the whole time and kind of just resting because he is exhausted. He has a point of exhaustion, and he does point out, well, with my armor and everything, and how tired I am, it's going to be a struggle for me to get across.
yeah, I mean,
how much does Cog weigh?
39 pounds.
Alright, so we're going to put about 80, which means that as long as Urzak doesn't weigh more than 420 pounds, all three of you can fit on my. It's a tight squeeze.
Let's see if Marty actually filled out how much he weighs.
I might say on the bio of his character sheet for the height and weight.
Yeah, that's what.
Loading. I mean, he's a big fella.
He is a big fella.
Plus, he's wearing.
We all know that.
What, 65 pounds? Is that how much? I forget what kind of armor he's wearing.
He wears chainmail, so it's like in the 30-pound range, I think. I also have his D&D Beyond sheet, so bear with me a second while I look. It looks like chainmail is 55 pounds. His backpack's 69 pounds. So he carries he carries 84 pounds of weight. Just about him. Weight carried total 159 plus whatever he weighs. I'm gonna guess I don't see a place on here for that really. I hate D&D Beyond. Anyway,
It would be in description.
Under description.
Yeah, under description, there will be characteristics. It'll say alignment, gender, eyes, size, height, weight.
Yeah, it doesn't show on here. Maybe because it's not my sheet. I don't know.
Anywho,
but I'm just gonna make a rough estimation, and he's a big guy and he's built. At the minimum, he probably weighs 250 by himself, and he's carrying
80 pounds of gear.
It will still fit. With his gear,
he carries 159.
With his gear and his armor, as long as he weighs less than 261 or right at 261.
But then can you swim 400 feet?
We'll find out.
Can we look along the shorelines and see if we see any modes of transportation? Any boats? Anything, I don't know, that floats?
Make a perception check.
I got an 18.
In your immediate vicinity on this side of the shore, you can't see any signs of boats or anything like that. You do see a little bit of driftwood, but it's small pieces, not nearly enough that could support an adult for very far. You could walk up or down along the riverbank and possibly find something. You're not sure, but at least in the immediate area, you don't see anything.
I could expeditious retreat myself and make myself go. It's the best.
y'all think?
I mean, I'm good to swim. I feel like
I'm just worried there might be something in the water.
There probably is something in the
fair
water.
point. Should we throw a rock in the water and see if it stirs anything up?
Danika goes into her bag of glass and throws some glass in. No.
Okay, you throw some glass into the water. It lands with a splash.
Bloop.
Nothing happens.
I think it's safe, guys.
Guess it's okay to go.
Very thorough testing. Very thorough.
I do my best.
It's a roundabout way, and it will take a lot longer, but there is a bridge to the south. There's also a bridge to the north, but we would have to backtrack.
Make a cartography check, Delphine.
15.
You're looking at that bridge that's marked to the south, and it is definitely there. However, the elevation in that area is very high, judging based on the map. It's another bridge on top of a cliff.
Okay.
And the mountain to the south of you is Mount Gakis. That's the biggest mountain here in Barovia.
Shit, isn't that another thing where we're supposed to fight?
No, it's the mountain up to the north.
That's like
Baratok?
Baratok is the mountain.
It's like shit. Where does gluttonous stuff we're supposed to find in this area? Yeah. Unfortunately, I think this is the area we cross, guys. But it's dangerous. I mean, Cog could be constantly throwing out some guidances to, that's a touch, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's Cog's mediocre touch.
Yeah. There's nothing mediocre about his touches. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, you know what? But I did... Now, it's only once. I mean, I'd have to burn through every fucking spell I have. I did do enhanced ability this time around, but that's only for one. I can do. Oh no, it's up to an hour for a person.
It's up to an hour for one person.
Bull strength checks, which I guess would this be a strength check thing? Swimming across.
Swimming is an athletics check.
Yeah. So I mean that can help. I mean it's a level 2 spell, but I mean I can do it on one of them. Or somebody who's swimming.
You said it was about how far across? Like 300?
400. 400
across?
Mm-hmm.
If this is the way we want to go. Cog, if you wouldn't mind casting the enhance ability on me, I could also cast Expeditious Retreat on myself. Hold on, let me see how long that one lasts. I know it doesn't last very long. 10 minutes, okay. I might have to burn through 2 spell slots, but I might be able to get everybody across on the disc. I'd have to make 2 trips.
I mean, so I can swim across. Matt, can you mute yours? I'm echoing. I hate this. Sorry. That's hard to talk when I can hear myself talk. But I could also swim across. I don't need to breathe, so I'm not worried about that. It may take me a while because I have shit for athletics. I got a +0 to athletics, but if that helps at least, bring it back down to a 1 trip for you.
With Urzak, Davos, and Cog, they would be 1 trip, and then there's Danika and Irina would be another trip.
Okay, so that wouldn't really help.
Well, Irina, she speaks up and says, I am okay at swimming. I have done it before. As far as weight is concerned, I weigh about 130 pounds.
Oh, damn, Irina's bigger than I am. It's all that muscle.
You're a skinny elf.
Skinny elf. Danika, what are you thinking?
Danika's thinking she's probably going to drown to death.
Well, I mean, if Vide, how much does Vide weigh?
150.
And how much does the disc hold? 500 pounds.
500 pounds.
And how much does Danika weigh?
125.
So the three of them would fit on the disc on the second trip.
Mm-hmm.
I know, we were trying to, or at least I was trying to find a way to do just one trip.
Well, you can either everyone go in one trip and have some of you swimming, or you can do 2 trips. Now, how much? What does Expeditious Retreat do that just doubles your movement?
Yeah, it just doubles my movement.
Does it do anything for difficult terrain?
It just says the spell allows you to move at an incredible pace when you cast a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action. So it just basically doubles my.
Gotcha. Okay, so with that in mind, let's see.
I feel like this is going to be ending badly.
Probably.
I mean, honestly, 400 feet isn't that long. It's like the length of a couple basic swimming pools.
This is D&D 400 feet, so...
Yeah.
This is unknown murky waters, 400 feet?
Yes, there is that. I'm just stating that really it will only take you like maybe a couple minutes to go back and forth twice.
So I might only need to burn 1 spell slot if I use that. Because since it increases my movement, I mean, I guess I would be going at a normal speed because the water would be difficult.
Wait, so how far away does your disc, like how far away can it be from you?
20 feet. It's always at least 20 feet in my vicinity.
Okay, never mind.
And it hovers over the ground, so it'd hover over the water. It wouldn't actually go in the water.
It would hover just above the water.
I mean, I guess it's as good as an idea as any.
So is that what we're doing?
Seems that way.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
I trust in Delphine.
So, if we do enhance ability, it gives me advantage?
Yeah, and I'll pop it. For bulls or for bears and... Well, there's concentration for bears endurance, but there's bull strength. You have advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity doubles. If that means anything. But...
My carrying capacity doubles.
Yeah. But I don't think that would, translate to the...
It doesn't translate to the disc, but I can drag 330 pounds normally. So if I can drag, what is that, 660 pounds? I'll be able to take another person.
Honestly, with 660 pounds, you could take the other 3 people.
Let's go. Let's do it. One trip.
I mean, like I said, I'll swim because I don't. Well, shoot.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's do it.
Strength check.
I have a terrible strength check, but I'll roll with it.
I also don't have a great one, but I have an advantage and I will have guidance.
If Danika drowns to death, she drowns. Let's do it.
Okay. I think I'm going to metagame a little bit with Urzak and say that Urzak, as you're all discussing this, suggests that we take a rope and tie it to Delphine, tie them to the 3 of you who are going to be basically being pulled along by Delphine, so they can be swimming along with her and make things just a little bit easier. But then if the worst happens, you're still going to be pulled along by those ropes.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Okay. So you take a rope, you tie it around Delphine's waist, and then tie it around Vide and Irina and Danika. Urzak. Yeah, go ahead.
Delphine's gonna kind of like rub her hands together and like shuffle her feet like a bull and go, Davos, hold on, this is gonna be fun.
Ooh, I cannot wait! Flying over a river sounds so much fun!
Fingers
He
crossed.
grabs kind of the edge of the thing. So with Davos and Urzak and Cog on the disc, Davos is kind of grabbing the edge and kneeling there, and he's like, yeah! The 3 ladies, or 4 ladies, including Irina, begin walking into the dark water. It is cold. I mean, icy cold. This is runoff from 2 snow-covered mountains. The mountain to the south, Mount Gakis, is completely covered in snow, even now, and the water is frigid. Like, you know, everyone's popping out there. But you continue on into the water, wading waist deep. You feel the silt of the river underneath your feet starting to slide and slip. It's sticky down there, but with Delphine's increased size and strength, she's able to easily make a nice. It's you know when you put a linebacker in front of you and run your way to the end zone. That's kind of what we're doing here. Danika, Vide, and Irina are all kind of behind you, holding on as you just stride forward into this water, till eventually even you get chest deep and are starting to have to ford. Now, with your increased size, you're moving at a decent pace. I need all 4 of you, including Irina, to go ahead and make athletics checks. You're in the water, so basically instead of having you all roll at disadvantage because you're in difficult terrain, I just increased the DC to make it a little bit more evened out.
19 for Delphine.
I got a 9.
I got 7 because I used my knowledge from a past life and it didn't help at all.
That's your second that's your first for today.
Yep, that's my first.
Irina also rolled a 9.
Perfect.
So, you are beginning to swim. Delphine, you're kicking and making your way without issue. But Vide and the 2 ladies on the ropes behind you are having a hard time with it. The icy cold water, it like it immediately draws the strength from your muscles. It makes your limbs feel more lethargic. And you all three of you are struggling to keep up. Fortunately, those ropes are there and are at least keeping you in line with Delphine. But you're having a hard time keeping your heads above water. Vide, this doesn't bother you nearly as much as it does Irina and Danika. But Delphine, you can hear them coughing and sputtering. And at one point, Urzak has to reach down and pull them both up a little bit to get their heads above water. It's not going great for you. But you have made your way about a third of the way across. Going to need a second series of athletics checks.
A 15.
8.
16.
Irina rolled a 12. So, Vide, the current is pulling you downward. You're feeling things wrap around your legs like plankton, possibly, or water plants. And it's like starting to tug at you, and you're like trying to stay above, but your head is just submerged. It doesn't bother you from a breathing standpoint, but it begins to feel really claustrophobic.
Wouldn't that make me a bit more aerodynamic for her, though? Or would...
Not really. No, that's drag. That's resistance.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Danika, with your 15, you're starting to get a little bit of wind going on. Your muscles are starting to loosen up. You're starting to get a little bit more of that motion going, and the exertion of trying to keep your head above water is at least warming you up a little bit.
I'm going to prestidigitate myself so I warm up even more.
Well, if you prestidigitate yourself, then you're no longer going to be swimming, because you have to, stop what you're doing and make hand movements and say words, and then you're going to start sinking.
I have to make hand movements?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much effort.
Yes, it is.
I guess...
That's why you don't cast spells while you're swimming.
I guess I can't. Go ahead.
Delphine, with your 16, we're saying that Cog is the one who's casting this on you, so it makes sense from a mechanics standpoint. You're not having any difficulty. You're keeping your head above water just fine. The tug from Vide is making this difficult, but fortunately, with Danika and with Irina managing to keep their heads above water and are keeping as much of a pace as they can, you're still dragging them, but it's not hindering your journey as much as it could have, and you've managed to make your way halfway across the river. You're now at the deepest part of the water. You're at that point, when you're coming towards fog, that the fog is starting to recede, and you are able to see the shoreline at the far side. You can see a little bit of buildings ahead of you. Small rubble of walls protruding above the marsh grass. You can see a little bit of structures, but not a lot of it, because you are swimming and that sort of thing. You're just catching glimpses of this as you're turning your head to draw breaths. Go ahead and make for me your next athletics checks.
18.
Hey, 15.
16. Hey!
And Irina rolled a 17.
Yes!
You're all working hard at this point. Vide, you barely breach the surface. And for the first time, everyone sees Vide come up and pull their head above water. He's coughing, he's sputtering, but he's managing to at least stay afloat. Just barely. But with the rest of you, you're all working together along with Delphine, who's having no trouble whatsoever making their way across. You're getting within sight of land. One more athletics check from each of you.
Lando.
Hey, 16.
15.
Kai could just call out, I have spared the dying, Vide. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
19.
Oh. At that last bit, just before you get to the point, Delphine, where you can put your feet down again, you hear a as Irina gets sucked under the water.
I don't think so. Oh, do I just go? I'm just gonna go in and grab her. I'm not gonna. I want to burn a second level spell, but I'm not. I'm just gonna grab the rope and just yank as
Another athletics check.
hard as I can. $16.
You pull as hard as you can, wrenching her up out of the water. As you do, you see her head come up out of the water, just as yours plant downward into the muck. You hear her calling out, coughing, "Oh, something grabbed my leg!" And I'm going to need everybody to roll for initiative.
Let's go.
However, I'm going to move you to a new map real quick as I set this up.
Oh no, they're wolves.
Oh no, they're wolves.
Oh, there's Rocket.
Water wolves?
Water.
Fuck yeah, water wolves.
Water wolves? Water wolves?
Yes, water wolves.
I'm so excited.
Carrying this whole team on my back. I'm just a wizard.
Literally.
That advantage, though, for enhanceability, that's what got us across. But we can't
Yeah,
hug that.
No, it was all your strength. That's it.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to click your tokens.
Oh, did I not? Do I have to do it again? Nope.
No, it's fine. I can fix it.
Fuck. That's a that.
Actually, I just realized it is 9 o'clock right now. Do we want to pause things right here and start it up next session, or do we want to spend a little, since we started late, do we want to spend a little more time and finish a little mini battle before we end up the game?
I'm good for a battle.
I'm good for a battle.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, absolutely.
Do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. What's What's a bullywug?
A thingy.
Do I have knowledge of what a bullywug is?
Well, you haven't seen it yet, so I would say no.
It's a wug that's a bully, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Duh.
Oh my goodness.
It's definitely not a friend wug.
That took me a second. I
Okay,
want you to know
here
that.
we go.
It's alright.
I remember they were at
So here we go. Starting things off. Now, just so you all know how this is, right now, Delphine is the only person who actually has her feet on the ground. Danika, Irina, and Vide, you are all still swimming. The first blue line ahead of you, that shows where you're all able to plant your feet and stand up and have your head above water. However, all of this area is considered difficult terrain as far as movement goes, because it is fairly deep water. The second blue line over here, that is the shore. If you can get to that, you are completely out of the water, and the closer you get to it, the lower the water gets, obviously. We all cool and understand that?
Yeah, but wouldn't Delphine be over the side of the line, though?
Yeah, because she was standing up. Yeah.
I think I'm just on the bank. I don't think I'm quite on the land yet.
Yeah, so remember, she's also twice her size because of the or wait a minute, no, you're on the. I'm thinking. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
I'm still a small little elf. I'm just able to carry a lot. It's not quite.
Yeah, no. For some reason, because I'm just not there with it today. I was thinking that the spell was the one that makes you big.
Enlarge?
Yeah, enlarge. Enlarge, reduce. Now it's just enhance ability that was on you. So you're still the same size. So you would be more right here. You're pulling Irina, so she's kind of getting close to that edge, but she's not quite there. The two of you are behind. Everyone else is right there. That makes more sense.
Does this body of water have a name? Did I just not catch it on the map?
It doesn't say on the map.
Okay.
I can tell you what it is. Because Irina would know, and let's say you asked earlier today.
Okay.
And she told you it's the Luna River.
The Lunar River.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But anyway, so she get pulled out, and she said something grabbed her leg and pulled her. And let's see, who do we have first? Let's see, I see Danika, I see Irene, I see Vide, I see Corwan, I see Davos, I see Delphine. I don't see Urzak. That's what I'm missing.
Is this where I'm at, though, where my character is, or should I...
Yes, that's where your character is. Okay, 16. There we go. Okay, Urzak is on the thing along with Corwan and Davos. Honestly, I feel like you're all more like this because, it's the freaking circle. Maybe I should put a circle on there. Just so I can remember where it is.
I think it describes how big the circle is, too.
Or we'll just say it's this. There we go. Okay. Anyway, that's where you're all standing on. Looks like the first thing that happens after Irina comes up and screams this is something comes leaping out from the water. Up! Shoulders, arms, legs, a head. You see this odd sort of frog-like creature come leaping out from the water. As it does, it's holding several spears in its hands. These short wooden shafts with a just a stone head on it. It looks towards the group, and I think it's actually going to throw one at Urzak and one at Corwan. Because the two of you are riding that thing, so you're both standing up. It's a fairly clear, visible target. So, first one is at Urzak. That is a 7, misses completely. Second is a 15 to you, Corwan.
It also misses.
That also misses. You throw your shield up and just deflect it in time, the stone of that spear scraping along the edge of your shield. Next we have Urzak's turn. Let me take a look at Urzak real quick. As I should also mention that after it throws, it lands back in the water and goes thunk into the water again, disappearing. And that's the last you see of it. 10. Urzak, I think, is going to call. He's going to call out, "Where are they? I can't see anyone." And he's going to hold his action to throw a javelin at anything that pops out of the water.
An enemy that pops out of the water?
Yeah, an enemy that pops out of the water. Yes, I will clarify that. An enemy that pops out of the water, which is actually the next thing that happens, because the next thing in the initiative is another one of the bullywogs. This one comes swimming up and pokes its head out of the water right next to you, Vide. He then stabs at you with a spear, but as he's doing that, Urzak launches a javelin towards him. Or at least he would if it would open for me. There it is. However, a 12 misses. He launches the javelin. It goes right over the head of the bullywog and goes into the river. The bullywog then takes 2 attacks. One with a spear, first at Vide. And I assume an 11 misses.
Yeah, that misses.
But as it's stabbing at you and misses, it then propels itself forward and tries to bite at you with that giant frog-like mouth. That's a 14.
Nope.
14 also misses. You see it in time, and you throw a hand up, hitting it in the jaw and pushing its face away from you. The bullywog then goes back into the water and goes down into the murky depth. You then feel it start to push away, as though that, like, you can feel that water current of it shoving itself away from you. So you technically can make an attack of opportunity. However, you've been swimming the entire time. You don't have a weapon in your hand to do so. But you can make a physical attack. It's just a straight strength check to try to hit it.
Yeah, why not? It's not going to hurt anything. Yeah, that misses.
Yeah, you go swinging at it. You hit the top of the water, and it just connects with nothing but the surface of the river.
Look, I'm swinging blind, so it doesn't surprise me.
Okay, next up is Danika's turn with Vide on deck. And Danika,
Oh
here's
wait,
the
did I
situation.
do that wrong? I hit strength save.
It doesn't matter. You're not, or actually, yeah, it does matter technically because you shouldn't have gotten the +3, but you still rolled a nat 1. So
Fair.
Yeah.
I tried.
yeah, so it would technically be lower than a 4 that you rolled.
Fair enough. Hoping I could roll again, but yeah, no.
Anyway, so Danika, here's the sitch. You are currently swimming. Okay, your head is above water, you are treading water, and you are paddling towards the shore, which is, not quite to the north of you, but on this map it's to the north of you. Okay? You don't see anything around you right this second. You're not quite sure if anything is around. But you can either you can use your action as an athletics check, and you can do that to do a full movement to swim, and have no issue with the whole fact that you're in water. If you want to do anything else, you're going to have to stay in place.
Oh, okay. I think I am going to use. Let me go my little cheat sheet list over here. I think I'm going to use my one free Misty Step and move 30 feet.
Okay.
Where's my little measuring tape?
Fortunately with Misty Step, you don't have to worry about things like the water. You can just teleport.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm doing. How do I turn this off? Right click?
There's the icon select.
I got it. I figured it out. I got it.
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna go right here. And then, since I'm close to the edge, I can be standing, correct?
Yeah, you absolutely are right there next to the shore. So when you appear, you're basically little more than calf deep in water.
Okay. And is that my bonus action?
That was a bonus action. You still have movement and action, technically.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just allergic to my bologna today. I'm gonna move up to the. I'm gonna move up to the shoreline.
Oh darn! As you're walking, you step on a giant crab that just bites onto you and bites your leg off.
And then I am going to hold. Can I hold a vicious mockery for the next thing I see pop out?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Holding the spell Vicious Mockery, watching for some. What's the range on Vicious Mockery?
I think it's 60 feet. 60 feet.
Okay, good to go.
Thank you.
Vide, you're up next.
Okay, you said this water's pretty murky, right?
It is very murky, yes.
Okay, so idea 1 would not work. I think I'm just gonna try swimming to shore. So, what's my swim speed?
So, you need to make an athletics check first.
Oh, great.
Can I ask a small question?
19. That works.
Then, because you're so close to the lowest part of the river, you can move 30 feet with that athletics check. Danika, what's your question?
If we're all tied together on a rope and I just Misty stepped, how does that affect everybody?
What happens is you teleport out of the rope.
Yeah, it
Okay.
drops.
Yeah.
It just boop. Okay. Thank you.
Now that does come with a good point. Is you are Vide and Irina are tied to Delphine, and there's not a ton of slack. I'm going to say that you can move 10 feet, Vide, but if you want to go farther than that, you're going to have to either untie or cut the rope.
But can I also? I wouldn't be able to drag them with me a little bit. Like I'll accept if I can only go an extra 10 feet. And
Yeah, you can move 10. You can move 10 feet away from anywhere Delphine is and still be connected to her. If you're moving past that, you would either have to physically try to drag her, or you would have to cut the rope.
And dragging is usually half movement.
Yes.
So could I just like go here and then drag her one square up and then be good?
With that 19 athletics, I think I'll allow it.
Okay, because I'm assuming Delphine wouldn't mind.
No. Means I would move 5. My disc would move 5.
Yeah, I mean, why not? And then, would I be able to be standing right here?
Yes, you're standing there. You're basically at waist deep water right now.
Okay. In that case, I will, let's see. I'm gonna just pull out my moon scimitar. And I'm going... Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'll pull out my moon scimitar and I'm just gonna hold action in case something comes after me.
Okay. Now, since I know more about firearms than you do, Brandie, I'm gonna just say that you probably stowed your gun in a oil or not an oil, a wax sealed leather package or leather satchel that's completely sealed and waterproof. That way, your gun doesn't fuck up. Is that fair?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you don't want water getting in the parts of your gun.
Yeah, no. It's sealed up. I'm not even gonna use that right now.
Okay. So that was your movement to get to that point. You do still have your action.
Yeah.
You
I said I'm
drew
gonna
your
hold.
sword. Are you
Yeah.
just gonna hold your action?
Yeah, because I don't really have any other ranged things.
Well, you either can hold your scimitar or you can hold your whip. It's up to you.
Well, I said I was pulling out my scimitar.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next up is Irina. She's right on the edge, so her athletics check is going to be not as bad. And she rolled a 13, so I'm going to say that she's able to get to right about here. She's turned and stood up. She's a short woman. The water is right at her shoulders. She's going to pull out her short sword from her backpack, and she's going to ready her action to strike if anything comes up to attack her. Corwan, it's your turn.
Can't see anything really that's come up out, right? So it's...
Mm-mm.
And how deep is the water at this point?
Where you currently are, I mean, it's so... Like, you would not be able to touch the bottom, let's put it that way. Or you would, because you're wearing heavy armor, or medium armor, but...
Well, scale down for his size, that armor. So, I mean...
So, let me put it this way. Where Vide is standing right now, your head would be below water.
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, you could always come swim over to me and I'll hold you.
Yeah, shut up. No, it's not happening.
You don't want some of that sweet, sweet weed love?
Well, he could swim over, but I mean, he's not like a bobber on the top of the water. He's going to be like He'd be like a submarine at this point because he's wearing the armor.
Yeah, what kind of armor do you wear?
Well, he's got. Let me see exactly, but I mean, it's gonna be scaled on, obviously, for his size. It is scale mail, but it's like little person scale mail.
But it's still heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'd like to think. I think regular scale mail is like 65 pounds. Like for him, it's
it's probably half that.
Yeah, it's
still.
not even half. It's probably even less than that. But well, because he's a little person, he doesn't need to cover much. Anyway, yeah. I mean, for now, I'll hold because I want to end up burning that nat 20, but I need something to fucking do it on. Guiding bolts until I see something.
Holding a guiding bolt till you see something. Like it.
Well, shit, I can't hold it because I'm concentrating. Is she out of the water?
No, she's not.
That I can't.
I mean, she's standing.
I can't hold something because I'm concentrating on that spell.
But does she still need that bonus?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
At least for one more round.
Then I won't concentrate on a spell. He'll just have his crossbow out and just have a light crossbow. So, just waiting for something to pop out because that I don't need to concentrate on a spell to hold it.
That's fair. Next up is Davos, and Davos has his fencing stick, and he's holding it, and he's like, I'm ready to hit anyone! And he's like, I imagine that Urzak is sitting there with his legs down over the edge, and he was holding the javelin, so he's like sitting there on the edge of the disc while Corwan and Davos are both standing with their backs to Urzak, like on this fucking disc. It's just a ridiculous sight. Delphine, you're up next.
I'm gonna now that the rope is a little slackened, I'm just gonna wrap it like around her arm to get like a better grip. And I'm just gonna use my movement, my action, and my bonus action to drag everybody back onto the shore. Which my movement would be 90 altogether, but I figure I'm dragging and it's difficult terrain, so I'm thinking like 30 feet, maybe.
Give me an athletics check. We're gonna see how well you do.
All right. 15.
15. I'm going to say you can probably move 45 feet. You're going to be pulling Vide and Irina along with you as well, but...
It should... And it would also move my disc that 45 feet as well.
Yep. So your disc is going to be right about here. There we go. Vide will be right here. And Irina will kind of slam into Danika a little bit and be right here.
Sorry! And then that's my turn. That's my action, my bonus action.
Okay. Next up, we got some bullywogs here. How much movement? 40. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. You see the first bullywog come flying out from the river up into the air, propelling itself upward. Those of you who are holding something that with range, which actually I think it's just Corwan.
I don't want to burn a nat 20 to get the crit to shoot this little fucker out of the air. So I'm hoping I get another round. Although that would be awesome. He just pops out and I'm
just gonna say Blood would be proud.
He would, since Blood fucking missed out on his dragon. That would be good, yeah.
I have Vicious Mockery too.
21, but 21 hits a little fucking frog creature.
21 does hit. The Vicious Mockery can also go off.
4 piercing.
Yeah.
What do you need for the vicious mockery?
It's a wisdom save.
I think it is not wisdom. I think it
Just
is.
click on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go click on it.
Wisdom, yeah.
Wisdom.
Okay, I guess you're right. You're right.
These frogs can't be that smart, though.
Well, he rolled an 11, so he is going to take the 2 other points of damage. How do you viciously mock this frog as it jumps out of a river?
You slimy little tadpole.
Ah! And then falls back into the water.
And that's it.
And that's it. Another bullywog turn is next. He's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and come flying out of the water as well, like a torpedo, up into the air. Oh, I forgot to have that guy throw his spears, the first one. I let you get your things in, but then he didn't do his. So I'm going to do that real quick. You know what? I feel like he would have thrown it at, let's say, Danika. That dude's 2 spears are going to go flying at Danika. First is a 22, second one's a 4. I assume the 22 hits. For 7 points of piercing damage. Second one comes propelled up like a torpedo, throwing 2 spears. One goes at Danika, the second one goes at Irina. 9 to Danika, miss. 16 to Irina, I believe hit. Let me double check that. Yes, hit. 6 points of piercing damage to Irina. She grabs the spear that's literally plunged into her chest and cries out in pain. The bullywog then lands, and since he's this close to shore, he's actually like shoulders and up above the water, so you can still see him. Last bullywog. 5, 10, 15, 20. This one also jumps out of the water, throwing 2 spears at Vide. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
6 points of piercing damage. And then it lands, and its head is above water. It's now Urzak's turn.
The pain hurts now, but just imagine how great those giant frog legs are going to be.
I mean, not wrong.
Hey, we got a component pouch that'll make anything we want. Maybe it'll make spices.
We do also have prestidigitation. If we don't have the spices, we can make it taste.
Frog legs are damn good. Anyway, Urzak is going to launch a javelin. Actually, I changed my mind. I feel like Marty would have jumped off the disc at this point because this area is above water. So he's going to move 5, 10, 15 feet to this guy right here. He's got his what is it? His vicious battle axe, which I can't freaking. Oh no, I've got it. That's a 25. It's definitely going to hit. He's only wielding it one-handed because he has his shield in the other. So 7 points of slashing damage to this bullywog, who looks very, very hurt. It is that. Is it which bullywog? Oh, it's that bullywog's turn. Okay. Let's see. This guy is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Right there, springing up out from the water, right behind Urzak. This is giving him advantage on these attacks. First is going to be a spear attack. That is a 16 to hit. Urzak's is an 18. That is a miss. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's at advantage. Let me roll again. Miss, anyway. Second is the bite attack. Nat 20 for a 23.
Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs. $18 still just hits, not a critical though. 5 points of bludgeoning?
I mean, it's a frog.
Yeah, it's a frog. It probably you're right.
It's just gonna gum.
It's more
us
like
to death.
it's more like Grandma Chompers.
Yeah,
Like all gum, no teeth.
His thing won't let me. That's irritating. I guess I'll have to do it to the other one.
Reminds me of the TikTok videos I see of the tree frogs trying to eat the people's fingers that they're feeding them.
It's true. Yeah, definitely. Danika, you're up next with Vide on deck.
Okay. Danika is going to move slightly over here. And then she is going to cast Vicious Mockery on the one that's on the right-hand side of Urzak.
Fair enough.
Let me get to my page. I'm sorry, I'm slow. Okay.
$13, that's a failure. 3 more points of Vicious Mockery psychic damage. What do you say to this dude?
You look better on my dinner plate.
Ah! My poor legs!
He's like better.
Not dead yet.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I'm
Vide,
good.
you're next.
How is it like an action or a bonus action to cut this rope?
It's going to be a bonus action to cut the rope.
I'm gonna cut the rope,
You cut the rope with your Moon Touch Scimitar.
and then I'm gonna go.
So moving south costs double movement, but you still have plenty of movement to get to Urzak.
Yeah, I'm gonna go here, so I get my nifty advantage on this guy.
Always good to think tactically.
It does a 17 hit,
17 does hit.
8 damage to this.
Tell us how it looks as you kill this first bullywog.
I mean, I run down here and swing my sword and chop his head clean off.
And the head goes flying. It's like, ah!
Alright. I got you, Urzak. And that's it. That's all I can
The
do.
frog's body begins to float down river, being pulled by the current.
You.
Next is Irina's turn. She, I think, is going to move back. She has that spear literally lodged in her shoulder. She pulls it out with a yell, and as she does, just blood spurts out into the water, staining it crimson. She places a hand to her shoulder, and most of you can see her making an incantation as she casts Cure Wounds on herself. For 11 healing, pretty good. Okay. That's going to be it for her turn, other than she's going to back up a little bit. Corwan, you're next.
Has this little froggy been bothered? Or is he just sitting there?
I mean, you saw him propel out of the water and throw some spears.
But he hasn't been hurt yet, is what I'm saying. Because he's going to get a nat 20 guiding bolt. And I just want to get my money's worth.
I mean, well, get your money's worth there, buddy.
We're gonna eat good tonight.
But really, it's a nat 20, so it's gonna be 8d6 radiant damage. It's really I guess we just gonna roll. Should I just roll forward, do
honestly,
double it?
roll it, and we'll double it.
Yeah.
Just make life easier. Honestly, I think you're fine.
Oh, I guess I could have just clicked on the thing instead of just rolling 4d6, but it's a 32.
Just tell us how this looks.
I mean, he's gonna look at the kid. He's like, "Hey, kid, watch this." And he's like, "Hey, frog, this is like you ain't gonna hop no more, bitch." And then he just puts out the finger guns and goes, and just because he's been watching Vide with those guns, so he's pretending. And I just like to think it just pops that little fucker's head and just, and then this body just slumps back into the water, all sad.
And then you see it rise to the surface of the water and begin floating away.
Yeah. It's like, that was pretty cool, wasn't it, kid? It's like,
that was so very cool.
He's like, I am a terrible influence on children. You know what? Yeah, you know what? But we're.
Do you think any of us are a good influence?
Different kids, different world.
It's Davos's turn, and Davos, taking a cue from you, Corwan, steps forward, raising his hands up at the edge of the disc, and begins to do the same hand motions you do. Or at least he tries, but he gets it completely wrong. And then suddenly he pushes his hands forward, expecting a bolt of energy to come out, Kamehameha style.
Yo, can I just... I was going to use my action to move everybody up, but could I just make this kid look cool? And use my action to make him look cool?
Well, so at the end of his turn, he does this thing and says these words that Corwan had just said. Remember in Army of Darkness how Ash tries to say the words but fails miserably? That's what this kid does, holding his hands out. And then we come to Delphine's turn. What do you do to make him look cool?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move up quietly real quick and just just behind him, out of his peripheral, I'm gonna cast Firebolt to where it looks like it's coming from him.
Give me a stealth check for a bonus action, and then your spell attack.
It's a 21 stealth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a... No, yeah, I'll
come right over here.
It. Yeah. And then my Firebolt is only a 9. It doesn't hit, so I mean, okay.
It doesn't hit, cool. But this little bolt of fire comes flying through the air, hits the water, and just... And then Davos turns around, throws his hands up really high, and yells, "Did you see that? Did you see what I did?"
You got the stuff, kid?
That was pretty cool, buddy.
And he's just kind of bouncing, jumping up and down on the disc that's hovering above the fucking water.
We're just here to make the kid look cool, okay?
This is why I
no
love
way.
D&D. This is why I love D&D. This is the absurd things you get to do.
Teach
And there's
children to murder.
Yes. Delphine, I assume that's it.
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to move back so that he doesn't realize it.
Absolutely, and that disc is just kind of hovering there because, like, you have to. From a mechanic standpoint, it's weird because you have to keep your back to him as you're doing that. Then you turn around real quick, shot, and turned around again so the disc didn't move too much. And yeah, I'd say with your 21 stealth, he definitely didn't see that. Next up, we have a bullywog.
I guess if there's more, that's the dead one.
There's more.
Yeah.
There's more, and this next one comes flying towards Vide, jumping up out of the water to stab at Vide with its spear. And 11's going to miss. The bite is a 21.
I mean, obviously it hits.
For 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Top of the turn order and is Urzak. Let's see what Urzak can do. He's going to be taking a swing with his vicious battle axe. 24 is going to hit. This guy to his left. 12 points of slashing damage, literally cleaves this bullywog in half. Like, Urzak is holding his shield, swings it to his back, grabs the battle axe with both hands, and just cleaves downward, slicing into this bullywog as it's floating there in the water. It dies instantly and goes floating off down the current. And that bullywog's dead, so he doesn't have a turn. Danika, you're up next with Vide on deck.
Oh, man. Let me see what the range is first. Give me a second. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the one that's right over here.
Okay.
Let me go back to my page. I don't know if I'm having a glitch because I'm clicking it.
Oh, I had that earlier.
Yeah, just give it a second. It might need to cycle.
Okay, you might get 50 of them. Maybe you won't. Maybe it won't actually happen.
Yeah, maybe not, because it's still not popping up.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Why'd you break it?
I don't know. Can you roll it for me? I swear I'm clicking on it.
I just rolled it. It's a DC 14 Wisdom save. It rolled a 13. That's a failure. 10 points of damage is more than enough to take this bullywog out. So tell us, Danika, how that looks.
Oh, here
Oh
they
my
come.
god. Wow.
There it comes.
Wow. Holy shit.
It keeps going. It doesn't stop.
Oh my
It's
god.
not stopping. What the hell? What are you doing? It just keeps going.
She did say she clicked it a lot of times.
Yeah, she did.
I tried really hard to make it work.
Alright. I think it's done.
I think it's done. So now, Danika, as you murder this last bullywog, tell us how that looks.
I'm gonna count them.
I guess just the bullywog just hears like loud ring tankers noises in its head until it just keeps like shaking, and then pop goes the little bullywog's head.
Yep. And the bullywog's head just explodes, and the thing begins to go floating down the river, pulled by the current.
The end.
And I think that is a very great place to end things for this evening. Well done, everybody. You have crossed the river, killed the bullywogs, and now stand on the banks of the ruined town of Aldra. As always, we go around the table and ask everybody who they are and where we can find you on the internet. Natalie, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Hi, my name's Natalie. You can find me here on Random Rhapsody every other Wednesday as Danika. Or on Twitter, but I'm not on there very much, as Baddie Natty. That's about it. Thank you.
Joe, you go next.
Yeah, there was 44 of those, by the way. I counted them. I'm here every other Wednesday, Cog, but then on Mondays at 7 o'clock, I am Blood from Stone. We're in the end game now. Blood had a very disappointing end to this past session. And I'm going to use that. It's actually, I hope Kyle brings some shit up, because Blood's going to have some stuff to respond to that. But it's going to be good. It's not going to just be bitter. It's something that he's been thinking for a while, but this actually plays into it perfectly. That everybody's thinking, oh, we're going to go home after this. Yeah, no. Blood's going to drop some fucking bombs on them. So it's going to be good shit. Come by Wednesday or Monday at 7 to check us out. It's where things are going to be good.
Absolutely. Brandie, you go next.
Hey, I'm Brandie. I'm here every other Wednesday playing Vide. You can find me on Instagram, technically on Twitter, but I don't really do anything on Twitter. And TikTok, I don't do a whole lot there either, but I'm at River Dragon. That's River with a Y, Dragon 82. Go check out my Insta and check out pictures of my cute pup.
And you're also going to be one of the cast members of our upcoming Pathfinder campaign.
Jealous.
That's going to be starting here not too long from now.
Yep, that is true. I'm going to be playing a Kitsune. What did I pick? A Kitsune Swashbuckler, yeah. So it'll be fun. Hopefully.
Absolutely. Dyto, you're next.
Dyto, you can find me on Twitter at Dyto11. That's where I usually post anything that I am involved in, either on screen or behind the screen. Next time I think you'll see me on stream will be here. Not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. I will also be in that upcoming Pathfinder game, where I'll be playing a Sprite Psychic. It'll be fun. She's a little crazy. But what do you expect from a Sprite? She is little.
I was going to say, she's not just a little crazy. She's little and crazy.
She's little and crazy. Usually you can find me over on Lost Caravan RPG. I am heading quite a few projects that are coming up, and they're all starting. And I'm really excited about them. That's me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. Other than this, this week you can find me over on All on the Table RPG on Twitter. They are an affiliate with the Transverse, but they moved all of the RPG stuff to its own channel. That way to keep things on the side of the political stuff that the Transverse generally does for their content. So you can check me out this Sunday at 2 p.m.
Saturday
Central Time. Saturday. Sorry, this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time over on All on the Table RPG on Twitter. You can also find me on All on the Table and on the Transverse on YouTube there. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Random Rhapsody crew and everyone on Curse of Strahd, I just want to say thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time,
May
you
live
live
until you die.
Yeah.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.